Hello everyone, this is a video for Stat 2810, sections 106 and 109 for App State University. I'm going to be talking a little bit about using the normal calculator in statcrunch. So I'm going to pop that right open, stat calculators normal. There we are. So let's just talk about the options we have for this thing right now. I've got it in standard mode, right? Note that this is always giving you the area below the number you put in here. There's also a between calculator, right? So if I wanted to know the percent of my data that was normally distributed that I expected to be within one standard deviation of the mean, right? Another way to generate that that 68% number we kept getting the other day by adding the two 34s together is just to say, well, what's between one standard deviation? So I wanted to show that the between calculator is definitely on the table for this. I wanted to say that problem when we did in class the other day where we had SATs are distributed or have a mean of 500, a standard deviation of 100. And we wanted to know what was it between 400 and 600. We did this in our heads, just seeing that it was one standard deviation to either side of the mean. But if you wanted to check, there's your check. I wanted to show a slightly different way to use this as well. Often, we're not so interested in, say, what's on the edges, but what's below, right? Maybe I wanted, maybe I had a mean of 500, a standard deviation of 100, but I wanted to know what score I needed to have 90% of the data below me, right? 90% below what my data value is here. In this case, either two of these values will get computed for you. These two you have to put in. These two you can supply. You can supply one out of the two and it'll give it to you. Yeah. So here we see that that would have corresponded to a score of 628. So there you go. One other option. So you can extract the score that gets you the 90th percentile, right? That's what's going on here. There's one more kind of situation I want to talk about. What if I knew the mean was, I don't know, 200, and that 260 was the 90th percentile. Can I find the STDs? There we go. Let's use at least one abbreviation in here. Question is yes, but it's going to be a little tricky. So let's swap back over to the normal calculator. Swoop, swoop, where'd it go? statcrunch, normal, here we are. So what information do I have, right? I have that my mean was 200. I have that this number was 260. And this number was 0.9, but I don't have this number. And you'll notice it doesn't like that very much. So we're going to have to do this slightly differently. I'm going to have to do 0, 1, right? So we're looking at the standard normal curve, right? And I'm going to calculate the standard normal percentile, which is 1.28. So now I have to go over here and I have to say to myself, okay, what's the standard normal formula? It's y minus, mu, right, divided by the STD, the standard deviation. And what I have is that I have that this equals 1.28. Now, I don't know if you might find a problem like this on the test or something, but If you did, I would note that 2 decimal places was enough. Keeping all your decimal places will still be the only possible answer, but 2 decimal places seems to be, I don't know, maybe what they're looking for in this number here. Anyway, not that I'm talking about like a problem that would be on the test or anything, but anyway, so what do we have to do here? We have to solve for standard deviation. We know the average, right? We know our data point. So let me plug in our numbers, right? I know that my data point, my 90th percentile is 260. I know I'm subtracting from that 200, the mean. I know I'm dividing by standard deviation, which I don't know yet, but I know that that equals 1.28. So, you know, divide both sides or multiply both sides by standard deviation, divide both sides by 1.28. Whatever you do, that subtraction up there gives me 60. I'm ending up with 60 divided by 1.28 is my standard deviation for this problem. And so to answer this question, if I knew that my mean was 200 and that 260 was the 90th percentile, or 90% of the data was below 260, can I find the standard deviation? The answer is yes. If I take out my calculator and I go 60 minus 1.28, I get that the standard deviation for this problem was 46.875. I felt like that was a really important example to show you guys. I don't know, maybe my intuition is just saying something about the test. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I looked through the whole thing last night and thought this problem needed special attention. Who knows? Anyway, I hope this helps. I'm going to leave it there. And please send me more problems. If I get another problem, I may just well make another video if it seems like it warrants it. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. Let me figure out how to close this thing. All right. Thanks so much, everyone. Good luck on the test Friday.